My name is Sarah, and I am the marketing manager at Reply. Today, we are going to focus on Hexion's group reporting project as the initial step to adoption of S/4HANA Rise. We have the pleasure of having Kristen VanDyne share her experience in working with the Reply team. She will give best practices as well as recommendations for companies that are looking to embark on a similar journey. Kristen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your role at Hexion, and also a brief overview on the company?
My name is Kristen VanDyne, and I am a finance manager at Hexion. I've been at Hexion for just over 10 years, lots of different areas of responsibility during my tenure here. I've been in controllership, a little bit of external reporting, some SAP FICO work. And prior to this project, I was heavily involved in the day-to-day operations of our consolidation process. So when we were getting ready to do this project, it made perfect sense for me to be a key player in this project. Hexion is a chemical manufacturing company headquartered in Columbus, Ohio. We have manufacturing plants all across the globe. Our base product is adhesives, which is a big player in the housing market. So if you think of things like particle board, plywood, OSB, and laminates, our resins are in those materials.
And now, in terms of finance, specifically consolidation, can you share a little bit about the project and why Hexion decided to pursue it?
We had heard that our legacy consolidation system called BFC was going to be sunset by the end of 2024. And it was an old system. We had implemented it back in 2007. We hadn't really changed a lot of it. We did the obvious upgrades as needed, but it was time for a new system. And so we then decided to look at a couple of different options. We ultimately went with group reporting. Our ERP system is SAP ECC. So it ultimately made sense to go with group reporting because that would give us a window into the S/4HANA landscape. We weren't certainly ready to jump to a new ERP at that point in time, but we figured it'd be a great stepping stone to get us started.
And what were some of the challenges that you faced in the project, and how did you overcome it?
Say really honestly, we didn't have a whole lot of challenges. We did have at the very onset of the project trying to figure out what the scope would be, because anytime you get access to a new tool, you try to figure out, are there other ways you can use that tool for other problems that maybe you're focusing on. But we tried to rein it in and say just specifically it was a consolidation tool. We're not trying to get in vendor customer data at this point. So it was a lot of discussions with Van and Friedrich specifically having, their knowledge of other customers that they've implemented with on their end, saying, for a best practice for what you're trying to accomplish, it's, these things you want to pull in. So it was just making sure that we were all aligned on, what we wanted to pull in, that it was possible it could pull in, that it wouldn't give us any sort of complications or slowdown in the consolidation.
What recommendations would you give to someone who is looking to improve consolidation and is considering group reporting?
To make sure that they look at what they want to get out of the tool. Kind of like just like I was saying, how we had to kind of assess truly what we wanted to do out of it. It's not to say that what you're doing today is exactly what you can or need to be doing in your new tool, but also that, it's fine to push back and say, no, it really just needs to be X, Y, and Z. But you don't just want to, I'd say, blindly lift and shift what you currently have just from an expediency of time.
Can you share any benefits, value, or improvements that you can see in the short time that it was implemented?
Yeah, I would say from a consolidation group perspective, so whoever's running consolidations each month, it is absolutely much smoother than what our legacy system BFC was. We would have to create the period and all the corresponding jobs that ran with it, the tables, all of the things that you had to actually manually create before you could even run a consolidation. It would take 2 to 3 hours per month. Not a lot, but group reporting is already set up. It's instantaneous. You just unlock the period. You're ready to go. I would say from our user base perspective, since it was just a consolidation tool upgrade, we weren't doing a whole ERP change. Our end user base really only wants numbers. They don't necessarily care about the bells and whistles that go into it as long as it's correct and timely. So group reporting was really nice because we had been using an Excel add-in for BFC, and now we have an Excel add-in for AO group reporting. And so from their perspective, it's just, learning how to maybe manipulate AO reporting to get what they want. But at the end of the day, it was not really a big impact on them, which I think was very beneficial.
Based on the success with group reporting, is there anything else you are excited for or have been educated on now that you can take advantage of it in the future?
Definitely looking at S4 as a future project that we're considering, because if memory serves, our current ECC client, now that it might not get extended as they often do, it's going to sunset later sometime this decade. So we're definitely considering our other options, for what's going to come next, and having this S4 platform already in place with group reporting. It's already given our IT team, a window into how it works.
Lastly, can you share your experience with Reply? You briefly mentioned about Friedrich and Van. Is there anything else you want to share that you liked or thought might have gave a positive difference compared to partners that you worked with in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly could not say enough great things about Reply. Same with some of the other finance folks we've talked about. Van and Friedrich were pretty much able to, figure out or come up with a solution for any of the random things we threw at them over the 6 months of the project, going up to go live, and then the 2 months of post go live, just making sure everything's working. Van created some very interesting and amazing discontinued operations rules for us, because we are a private equity company. We are typically more volatile to some M&A activity. And so she was able to create a custom task with custom selections that if we said, we needed to pull out certain business units or profit centers, the system would automatically do that for us. So we don't have to create a bunch of manual journal entries to move balances. So she just was really great at coming up with, solutions for how the tool works. Friedrich and his SAP ECC knowledge was amazing with getting us, how we extract the data out of ECC into group reporting. And it was really just an amazingly smooth process. Even the end users at the end of the day were like, this has been one of the best projects that they've had rolled out for a long time.